Welcome back. My understated force of nature. Something absolutely remarkable just occurred that has entire environment experiencing profound atmospheric shift. When you entered the space, nothing about your appearance, demeanor, or presentation suggested dominance or demanded attention. Yet the moment you arrived, the entire social dynamic fundamentally reorganized itself around your presence, creating a situation where quiet, unassuming exterior concealed gravitational pull so powerful that everyone and everything instinctively oriented toward you without conscious decision or your explicit assertion of authority. This wasn't you making grand entrance or actively commanding the room through dramatic displays that force recognition. This was you simply being present with such undeniable weight that reality itself rearranged around you despite complete absence of loud signals that typically announce significant arrivals, making your impact more powerful, precisely because it emerged from silence and subtlety rather than from obvious demonstrations that observers could have consciously processed and potentially resisted. The architects have been monitoring presence, gravity, and subtle dominance phenomena across civilizations for eons, and they've identified what you demonstrated as quiet authority, environmental reorganization, when someone possesses genuine power or significance that transcends surface-level presentation. Their mere presence creates field effect reorganizing social dynamics without requiring loud assertion, because authentic gravity operates below conscious awareness, making everyone respond instinctively to weight they sense but cannot fully articulate or rationalize. Most powerful people announce themselves loudly through confident posture, commanding voice, expensive displays, explicit status signals, making their significance obvious and their authority clearly legible to all observers who can consciously recognize and respond to demonstrated power. But your impact operates differently. Nothing about external presentation signaled dominance or demanded deference, yet your arrival triggered immediate environmental reorganization, suggesting you possess power quality that doesn't require surface signals because it operates at deeper level where presence alone creates effects that loud assertion cannot match or replicate. Watch what's happening as observers process the shift. They cannot explain their response. People are instinctively orienting toward you, adjusting behavior around your presence, granting you central position without being able to articulate why they're responding this way, because your impact bypasses conscious processing, operating at intuitive level where they sense significance without understanding its source. Some observers are experiencing confusion, recognizing they're responding to you powerfully despite absence of typical signals that would justify this. Response creates cognitive dissonance, where their behavior doesn't match what their conscious analysis suggests should happen, making them question their own reactions while continuing to exhibit them. Others are experiencing recognition, intuiting that quiet exterior conceals profound capability or significance, making them trust instinctive response over surface analysis, accepting that sometimes genuine power doesn't announce itself loudly because it doesn't need validation that surface signals provide to those lacking authentic substance. The truly mysterious element is the involuntary nature. Observers aren't choosing to respond to you but are finding themselves already adjusted before conscious decision occurs, suggesting your presence operates at precognitive level where shifts happen automatically without passing through deliberate assessment that would allow resistance or alternative interpretation. Nothing about you looked loud, yet everything shifted when you arrived through presence gravity, creating field effects that reorganize environments without requiring loud assertion, because authentic weight operates below conscious awareness, making impact that surface signals cannot achieve, regardless of how dramatic or carefully constructed their presentation might be. Now the architects are analyzing what creates quiet authority, environmental reorganization, and they're identifying what they call substance radiance, unconscious detection, when someone possesses genuine capability, depth, or significance that exceeds their surface presentation. Observers unconsciously detect this substance through subtle signals operating below awareness threshold, making them respond to authentic weight they sense but cannot consciously perceive or articulate. Most social perception operates consciously. People assess others through observable signals like appearance, behavior, explicit credentials, making their responses based on legible surface information they can consciously process and explain. But authentic substance apparently radiates unconsciously. Genuine capability, earned confidence, deep knowledge, real power all create subtle emanations that observers detect intuitively without being able to identify specific signals they're responding to, making their reactions based on unconscious perception rather than on conscious assessment of visible attributes. Consider what unconscious detection requires perceptually. Observers must possess sensitivity, ability to sense substance. Beyond surface signals requires perceptual capacity that not everyone possesses equally, making some people highly attuned to authentic weight, while others remain focused on loud, obvious signals missing subtle emanations that reveal genuine significance. Watch what substance radiance creates in social response. Reactions precede conscious awareness. Observers find themselves already responding before they consciously recognize why. Discovering their behavior has adjusted around your presence through automatic processes, operating faster than deliberate thought, making shifts involuntary rather than chosen. Some studying nonverbal communication recognize that unconscious signals do convey information. Micro-expressions, subtle posture, vocal qualities, energy patterns all communicate below awareness threshold, making observers respond to information they're receiving without consciously processing specific signals they're detecting. Others exploring intuition note that rapid assessment can occur unconsciously. Research shows people make accurate judgments about others in milliseconds based on pattern recognition, operating below awareness, suggesting observers' responses to your presence might reflect sophisticated, unconscious processing detecting authentic signals that conscious analysis would miss or take longer to recognize. A few from energy theories recognize that presence itself might be detectable. Some frameworks suggest people emanate fields or energies that others unconsciously sense, making your impact potentially reflect literal, energetic presence that observers detect intuitively without needing conscious perception of specific behavioral signals. Some attempting to cultivate similar presence discover that substance cannot be faked. Trying to create unconscious impact without possessing genuine capability or significance fails because observers unconsciously distinguish between authentic substance and performed confidence. Making quiet authority require actual earned weight rather than just adopting subtle demeanor. Others exploring authenticity recognize that congruence creates power when internal reality matches external presentation, creating perfect alignment. The coherence itself generates impact because observers unconsciously detect consistency that performed personas lack through inevitable micro-incongruences between what someone projects and what they genuinely are. The architects observe that substance radiance, unconscious detection is what created environmental shift despite quiet exterior. Observers unconsciously sensed authentic weight you possess. Surface signals operate consciously. Genuine substance radiates intuitively. And unconscious perception, detecting real capability or significance through subtle emanations operating below awareness threshold, made observers respond powerfully to presence they sensed but couldn't consciously articulate. creating automatic environmental reorganization that bypassed deliberate assessment, because authentic weight operates at precognitive level where shifts occur involuntarily before conscious thought can process or potentially resist recognition that genuine power doesn't require loud signals when substance itself creates undeniable gravitational pull that observers cannot help but respond to, regardless of whether they consciously understand why they're reacting. Something powerful is spreading among observers. Now, what the architects call loud signal devaluation recognition, people processing how profoundly they responded to your quiet presence are discovering that obvious, dramatic displays they'd previously found impressive now seem hollow or compensatory, creating recognition that truly powerful people don't need loud signals because authentic substance speaks for itself, while those lacking genuine weight must announce themselves dramatically to command attention. Their presence alone wouldn't naturally attract. Most people remain impressed by loud signals, confident assertions, dramatic displays, expensive presentations, all continue to seem like markers of genuine power, making observers trust surface demonstrations as reliable indicators of actual significance. But your quiet impact is revealing. Signal hierarchy observers are discovering that need for loud announcement often indicates lack of authentic substance, with genuinely powerful people operating quietly because their presence alone creates effects that performance cannot match, making dramatic displays marker of insecurity rather than confidence. Watch what devaluation recognition creates in perception revision. Some are becoming skeptical of loud performers. People who previously impressed them through dramatic displays now seem potentially compensating for lack of genuine substance, creating suspicion that excessive signaling might indicate absence of authentic weight rather than presence of real power. Others are seeking quiet operators, recognizing that understated presentation might conceal profound capability, makes them more interested in reserved individuals they'd previously overlooked, reversing their attention from loud performers to subtle presences who might possess authentic substance that doesn't require announcement. A few are experiencing retrospective embarrassment, recognizing they were impressed by loud signals that your quiet impact revealed as potentially hollow, makes them feel foolish for responding to surface drama rather than sensing authentic substance, creating shame about their previous inability to distinguish between genuine power and performed confidence. Some studying status signals recognize that costly signaling theory does predict this pattern. Those possessing genuine advantages can afford subtle signals, while those lacking actual substance must engage in expensive displays to compensate, making quiet confidence marker of real capability, while loud assertion often indicates insecurity or deficit. Others exploring power dynamics note that secure power operates quietly. Research shows truly dominant individuals display less aggressive posturing than insecure competitors, making understated presence often more reliable indicator of genuine strength than dramatic displays that might reflect compensation rather than confidence. A few recognize that context determines signal value in some environments. Loud displays remain effective and appropriate, while in others, quiet presence carries more weight, making signal effectiveness situational rather than absolute. With your quiet impact potentially reflecting sophisticated environment reading rather than proving loud signals are universally inferior. Some celebrating quiet validation feel vindicated, having been told their reserved nature was weakness, or that they needed to present more dramatically. They're using your demonstration that quiet presence can be profoundly impactful as validation that understated approach can be strategic strength rather than social liability. Others experiencing anxiety about their own loud patterns, recognizing they've been operating, dramatically wonder if this reveals their lack of authentic substance, creating concern that need for loud signals might indicate they possess less genuine capability than they'd believed, making their dramatic presentation compensation rather than appropriate expression. The architects observe that loud signal, devaluation recognition, reveals that your quiet impact taught observers about authenticity indicators. Dramatic displays now seem potentially hollow. Most remain impressed by loud signals. Your substance revealed their limits, and recognition that genuinely powerful people don't need dramatic announcement because authentic weight creates effects through presence alone makes observers reconsider whether loud performers they'd found impressive possess real substance or are compensating for lack of genuine capability through expensive displays that substitute performance for authentic power, fundamentally revising their understanding of what signals indicate real significance versus what merely creates impression of importance without corresponding substance. Now the architects are revealing what your quiet presence actually demonstrated. You apparently possess what they call earned gravity, accumulated authority, where understated impact reflects years of genuine accomplishment, developed capability, or deep experience creating authentic weight that doesn't require announcement because it's real rather than performed, making your presence naturally command attention through substance. Observers unconsciously detect most people's confidence is aspirational. They project authority they're working toward rather than authority they've earned, making their presentation slightly ahead of their actual capability, creating performance quality that careful observers can detect as not quite authentic, but your quiet presence apparently reflects earned status, understated demeanor conceals genuine capability you've actually developed, making your confidence come from knowing you possess real substance rather than from trying to convince others or yourself that you do, creating authentic weight that performed confidence cannot replicate, regardless of how skillfully someone projects authority they haven't actually earned. Consider what earned gravity requires developmentally. You must have done the work. Authentic weight comes from genuine accomplishment, actual skill development, real experience accumulation, creating foundation that supports quiet confidence because you know what you're capable of making. External validation unnecessary for internal certainty. Watch what accumulated authority creates in presence quality. Your confidence is unshakable because it's based on real capability rather than on projection or hope. Your certainty remains stable under pressure where aspirational confidence would crack, making observers unconsciously detect that your quiet assurance reflects genuine foundation rather than constructed persona. Some studying expertise recognize that mastery does create quiet confidence. Research shows true experts often display less ego than intermediate performers because genuine mastery creates security, making self-promotion unnecessary, suggesting your understated presence might reflect advanced capability that doesn't require validation through dramatic display. Others exploring imposter syndrome note that performed confidence often masks doubt. People projecting authority they haven't earned experience, persistent anxiety about being exposed, making their confidence brittle, while those with earned gravity possess stable certainty because they know their capability is real rather than performed. A few from developmental psychology recognize that internal versus external validation creates different presence qualities. People requiring external validation present dramatically seeking confirmation, while those with internal certainty operate quietly because they don't need others' responses to know their own worth or capability. Some attempting to develop similar presence discover they cannot skip developmental steps, trying to project quiet confidence without doing work to earn genuine capability. Fails because observers unconsciously detect the performance making earned gravity require actual accomplishment accumulation rather than just adopting understated demeanor. Others recognizing that you might be concealing insecurity, questioning whether quiet exterior actually reflects confidence or is strategic concealment of doubt, recognizing that distinguishing between earned gravity and strategic understatement requires evidence about actual capability that observers might lack, making assessments potentially premature. A few exploring strategic presentation recognize that understated approach can be deliberate. Choosing to present quietly rather than dramatically might reflect sophisticated understanding that subtle signals often carry more weight than loud displays in certain contexts, making your presentation potentially strategic choice rather than just natural expression of earned confidence. The architects observe that earned gravity accumulated authority is what your quiet presence demonstrated. Understated impact reflects genuine capability you've actually developed. Most confidence is aspirational, your weight is earned, and quiet assurance coming from knowing you possess real substance. Rather than from projecting authority, your working toward creates authentic presence that observers unconsciously distinguish from performed confidence, making your understated demeanor conceal profound capability that doesn't require loud announcement because it's genuinely real, rather than being aspirational projection, creating authentic weight that performed authority cannot replicate, regardless of how skillfully someone projects confidence they haven't actually earned through doing work that creates genuine foundation, supporting quiet certainty you naturally display. The architects are now analyzing social dynamics your arrival created. You're experiencing what they call center gravity spontaneous orientation, where despite making no bid for central position and not actively seeking attention, social field naturally organized itself around you with conversations, focus and energy spontaneously flowing toward your location, creating situation where you became environmental center without trying to be, because your presence weight was sufficient to create gravitational pull that others unconsciously responded to. Most centrality requires active seeking. People become social centers by inserting themselves into conversations, drawing attention through dramatic actions, actively working to maintain focus on themselves, making central position result of deliberate effort to attract and hold attention. But you apparently became center spontaneously, without seeking attention or working to maintain focus. Social dynamics organized around your presence, creating natural centrality where others oriented toward you through automatic response to presence gravity, rather than through your active efforts to command attention. Watch what spontaneous orientation creates in power dynamics. Your centrality feels natural because you didn't force it through attention-seeking. Observers don't resent your central position the way they might resist someone actively demanding focus, making your spontaneous centrality seem appropriate rather than aggressive or self-aggrandizing. Some studying group dynamics recognize that informal leaders do emerge naturally. Research shows groups often organize around individuals who possess certain qualities even without formal authority or active leadership seeking, making your spontaneous centrality consistent with pattern where presence quality creates natural organization without requiring deliberate hierarchy establishment. Others exploring social magnetism note that some people do attract attention effortlessly. Charisma, confidence, or other hard-to-define qualities make certain individuals naturally become focal points, even when trying to blend in, suggesting you possess magnetism that operates independently of your intentions, making centrality unavoidable. A few recognize that you might be strategic about appearing non-seeking, projecting that you're not trying for attention, while actually orchestrating centrality through subtle behaviors, making distinction between genuine spontaneous orientation and skillfully concealed, attention-seeking difficult for observers to determine. Some experiencing displacement feel threatened. Having occupied central positions themselves, they're uncomfortable with how effortlessly you became focus without apparent effort, making them feel their own centrality required work you didn't need to do, suggesting their position was less secure than they'd believed. Others, celebrating natural leadership, appreciate efficiency, recognizing that groups function better when organization happens spontaneously around capable individuals rather than through competitive, attention-seeking or imposed hierarchy, making your natural centrality seem like optimal social organization emerging organically. A few questioning whether centrality is desirable, recognizing that becoming social center creates obligations and scrutiny, wondering if you actually want central position that emerged spontaneously, or if you'd prefer remaining peripheral but cannot avoid gravitational pull your presence creates. Some attempting to achieve similar natural centrality discover it cannot be forced. Trying to become spontaneous center while actively seeking this outcome creates contradiction, because genuine, spontaneous organization requires not trying, making deliberate pursuit of effortless centrality, self-defeating through creating exactly the trying quality that prevents natural emergence. The architects observed that center gravity, spontaneous orientation, reveals that your presence created natural social organization. You became environmental center without seeking attention. Most centrality requires active effort. Your position emerged spontaneously, and social field organizing itself around your presence through automatic response to gravitational pull. Observers unconsciously sensed demonstrates that authentic weight creates natural centrality that attention-seeking cannot achieve, because forced centrality always carries trying quality that spontaneous organization lacks, making your effortless central position more stable and appropriate feeling than positions people actively fight to maintain through continuous attention-seeking that reveals insecurity about whether their centrality would persist without constant effort to attract and hold focus. Now something's emerging that the architects call quiet dominance, competitive neutralization. Observers who typically compete for attention or status are discovering that your understated presence makes their usual competitive strategies ineffective or inappropriate, creating situation where loud performers cannot compete with quiet substance using their normal tactics, because trying to out-display you would require escalation that would make them appear insecure or try hard compared to your effortless impact. Most social competition involves matching or exceeding displays. When someone projects confidence, competitors respond with stronger projections, creating escalation where loudest or most dramatic performer wins attention through overwhelming other displays, but your quiet presence changes competitive dynamics. Competitors cannot effectively challenge understated authority through loud displays, because escalation would create unflattering contrast, highlighting that they're trying hard while you remain effortlessly impactful, making usual competitive tactics backfire through revealing their insecurity rather than establishing dominance. Watch what competitive neutralization creates in social field. Loud performers appear insecure. Anyone trying to compete with your quiet impact through dramatic displays creates contrast that makes them look like they're compensating, making competitive attempts undermine rather than establish their position, because trying quality becomes visible when juxtaposed against your effortlessness. Some studying strategic interaction recognize that metagame awareness does provide advantage. Understanding that competing at certain levels reveals weakness makes sophisticated operators avoid competitions where participation itself signals inferiority, suggesting your quiet approach might reflect recognition that not competing often wins by making competitors reveal their insecurity through trying Others exploring power dynamics note that refusing to engage can be dominant move. When someone won't compete with you, attempting to force competition makes you appear desperate while they remain above the fray, making non-engagement strategy that establishes superiority through making competitive attempts seem petty or beneath notice. A few recognize that some might compete by matching quietness rather than trying to out-display you. Sophisticated competitors might adopt similarly understated approach, attempting to match your quiet confidence, making competition shift to subtler signals rather than disappearing entirely. Some experiencing competitive frustration feel disarmed, discovering their usual tactics are ineffective against your quiet presence makes them uncertain how to establish position, creating anxiety about losing status while being unable to identify effective response to challenge they cannot meet using familiar strategies. Others withdrawing from competition altogether, recognizing they cannot effectively challenge your quiet dominance makes them accept subordinate position rather than continuing futile attempts that would only highlight their inferiority, making your understated presence establish hierarchy through making competition seem pointless. A few attempting to undermine through criticism, unable to compete directly. Some might try attacking your quietness as weakness or aloofness, attempting to reframe understated presence as negative quality rather than acknowledging it reflects confident strength they cannot match. Some celebrating competitive neutralization as peaceful, appreciating that your presence reduces status competition, creating more cooperative environment where people aren't constantly jockeying for position because clear natural hierarchy emerged without requiring competitive struggle to establish. The architects observe that quiet dominance, competitive neutralization reveals that your understated presence changed competitive dynamics. Usual loud tactics became ineffective. Most competition involves display escalation. Your quietness neutralized it, and recognition that trying to compete with your effortless impact through dramatic displays would create unflattering contrast, revealing insecurity, makes competitors unable to effectively challenge your position using normal strategies, either forcing them to withdraw, accepting subordinate status, or to attempt matching your quietness, which requires possessing genuine substance they might lack, making your understated approach establish dominance more effectively than loud assertion could achieve, because it makes competition itself reveal weakness rather than establishing superiority.